Yeah, man. Let's get into the reaction of that vid, man. Of that game. So if I for my thoughts, what's the time? 2:58. I mean, first things first. If I offer my thoughts, the first things first is like Kay has said here, job done. That's the first priority. Job done. 6 points on the board. We won today. First game of the season at home. We won. Jesus hat trick. Martinelli encouraging performance. Xhaka and Zinchenko did well. Apart from the own goal, Saliba did well. In fact, the whole team did well. We did well when we conceded to almost score instantly. But across the crystal pack, again, no team is going to be the finished article based on what we've worked in preseason, much less one of the youngest teams in the league. Let's be honest, it could have been better. It should be better. We need to chase those percentages. It doesn't make you negative if you focus on the negatives. It doesn't make you positive if you focus on the positive. You've got to look at it on the whole. 2 wins from 6. We never had that this time last year. We attacked well. We scored the goals. We gave in terms of entertainment, we gave the fans what they wanted. Jesus' confidence up. Martinelli taking his chances. Subs are coming on and doing all right. We did what we needed to do. For the large part, we won our individual battles. We won every battle. Now, to go to that next level, there was warning signs. There was warning signs between our whole back five. Sometimes we're not following runners. Obviously Vardy, it was the penalty wasn't given. Ramsdale's come off his line for no reason. Gabriel and Saliba are not paying attention. For the one that Saliba's made an own goal, Ramsdale's come off his line for no reason. Gabriel is tight. Ben White's not done well enough in the duel as well. For the second goal they scored, Ramsdale could do better for Maddison scoring. Zinchenko not tight enough. Nobody is helping Zinchenko, and it's against the run of play. And early in the first half, there was those nervy moments. We're not going to be perfect. You're not going to see Arteta's real team until midway through the season, but there's something to build upon. How good can you be when you're not necessarily that good? How good can you be when Saka and Odegaard and these guys aren't doing it? And we did all right in that regard. So there's something to build upon. Defensively, the focus needs to improve. Much like last season against many a team towards the end of the last season as well, Leeds and Everton, we're still conceding cheap goals. We can be our own best friend or worst enemies in that. We got to learn to focus. We got to learn to really crave clean sheets and that ultimate performance, really. So clearly there was many aspects that could have been better across that game, but Jesus scored some goals, got some assists. Martinelli did well. I think Xhaka and Zinchenko as well. They would be my players. I think Saliba also did very well. We did what we needed to do, man. Leicester gave themselves a reaction based on how poor it was. I don't think we worked hard enough. I know we hit the post several times. We got 3 points, man. It is what it is. I personally feel in the first 10 minutes, there was a lot of gaps from both teams. I think Fofana drew the first save from Ramsdale. I think we was allowing Leicester at a point to settle a bit. I think we started well, but I don't think it took us a while to really start applying that pressure. I think we were careless at times. I feel at a point Leicester actually had the better chances because early on there was too many gaps and Ramsdale had to make 2 saves, man. How many did Ward in the first 10 minutes? And I did feel at times Ben White and Zinchenko in the early exchanges, there weren't enough width being provided and we're being narrow and we needed to do a lot more to break down a narrow and compact team, which we then done in time to happen, people. Obviously Xhaka initially showed us signs of things to come where Xhaka obviously hit the post and he made a lot of forward runs today. He deserves his goal. It's a shame Jesus never got his hat-trick or a double hat-trick because, obviously it just weren't his day. He hit the post. He did bare things. It was nice, obviously, to see Jesus score. I think Xhaka, Partey, Martinelli in particular did very well. It's a lovely fashioned effort from Jesus to obviously get that. He obviously makes it 2-0 when he bangs as well. I think Martinelli and Zinchenko did well initially to earn the set piece. And then obviously Vardy's flicked it on and we've gone and scored people. Times 2 half chances from Jesus. He's bagged. He's done what he's needed to do. As I said, and as you lot can see here, so I'm not capping people. As you know, I make notes in games. And this is my somewhat around the 20th period. As I said, game management, don't cheat stuff. And we was getting out of jail. As I said, the back five not communicating people. Vardy had a lot to do. There was no need for that. So that was almost a sign of things to come. And yes, they are young, but it's about learning from this. At halftime, I thought we're not out of jail yet. We've scored goals. We've done well. Martinelli, Zinchenko, Xhaka in particular for me, done very well. Leicester just looking like they're trying to go kick the ball long and go for the counter. As I said, I think a number of players are doing well. I wanted to see more from Odegaard and Saka. I did want to put Ward under pressure, but excluding that, near enough perfect. Fufana was on a yellow early, and Amati struggled. I thought we could have put them under pressure. At halftime, they had 1 shot, 1 on target. We had 10 shots, 3 on target, and you want to see a bit more of daylight between the sides. But after, second half, we started well. We conceded a stupid goal. As I said, Ben White, Ramsdale, Saliba. Saliba's the full guy. Several players didn't do well enough for that goal we conceded. I think this highlights Ramsdale's positioning, his timing off his line, and just ultimately that he's a 23-year-old keeper. Make no mistake, Ramsdale still my keeper, but we have to be honest. Pardon me. Obviously, we did well. Xhaka did well to take advantage of the mistake from Leicester and obviously score. Maddison obviously bagged where Ramsdale was poor, but there are several phases in play where it could and should have been stopped before that. Martinelli's obviously made it 4-2 and we can breathe, and it's a 6-goal thriller, innit? There's much work to do, like Top Blue has said, not even just the Leicester game. When you add in the Crystal Palace game, Crystal Palace, we were good for 20, 25 minutes, and then we was taking a lot of punches, We were very good going forward today, and we won the midfield battle. But defensively, we switched off, and it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But it's followed us from last season. Right now, we won. Who cares? But we need to learn, innit? And ultimately, we've got 6 points. There's something to build upon. Things are happening, competition for places, all these things. But there's a lot of work to do, really. We have to learn to be focused. It's lovely to see Jesus didn't disappoint as well. Done his thing. I do think Saka and Odegaard didn't do well enough. I think Saliba was good minus the mistake. All that matters is the 3 points. It's something to work upon, man. It is what it is, really. So yeah, that would be my post game thoughts. If I'm completely honest with you guys, people, that's all I have to say. We did what we needed to do, but there's a lot that needs to be improved. It's as simple as that. It really is. There's a lot. Xhaka, Martinelli. And Jesus, Martinelli, Xhaka star men, but others need to step up. Bit harsh on Zinchenko, it was good. Top teams have 11 players on it at all times. Three goals from forwards, 1 from a set piece, and a goal from midfield, all good. I hear that. Big up DG, great win from the boys, Jesus and Martinelli on fire. Exact Brazilian link-up was crazy in that game. I'm not even going to cap, man. It was lit still. So no one cried. Where away from that, though, if we start doing our player ratings and all of those sort of things there, people, let's get into the player ratings because I'm pressed for time. Player ratings, timestamp, player ratings. What would I say? Let's start with Ramsdale. Just about a 5, I'll be real, because I won't just blame him, but I feel you got away with the penalty. You did make some saves earlier on in the game. Again, before it gets to the goalkeeper, they literally have to go from one end of the pitch to the other. So you can't just blame the keeper. I did feel he could have done better for Maddison's one. I do think he could have, it's not just alone. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Ramsdale could have done better for a nonchalant own goal, which Saliba has to hold accountable to. But I don't think it's necessarily his fault. He's played a part. I'm a big fan of Ramsdale. He could do a lot better. He needs to do a lot better in that regard. Ben White, I'd say a 6. I think he did. No, a 6 is about fair. I think you let yourself down a bit defensively, but you did well today, if I'm completely honest with you. I think Saliba, I would have given it, I think it could be, I'd give him a 7 regardless of the own goal. I think he was near enough perfect. He has to hold his L for that. But I think Saliba was good today. I think Gabriel was good today as well, apart from some nonchalant moments. I'm giving Zini an 8. I think Zinchenko was good today. I think Xhaka, can't ask anything more of you. I'm giving you a 10. I can't ask anything more of Granit Xhaka. I need to watch the game again. I asked you to show up today. Can't ask anything more. I think a 6 for Partey. You was good, but you let yourself down with the passing. I think a 5 for Odegaard. He did the minimum. Bit anonymous, if I'm honest with you. Who else is there? Saka, I think he did well, but a 5. He played a lot better. You're still the star boy in that. Jesus, a 10. You got 2 goals. Without your 2 goals, it could have been political. Should have had a hat-trick or 5, but what we want to see from our striker, working hard, skillers, good 2 finishes from him, could have had more. And he also got 2 assists as well, so I have to give him that. Martinelli, I'll give you a 10. What more can I ask for you? You, Xhaka. So, you know what? Zinchenko, a 9 thing, man. Sorry, I can't ask anything more. I think for me, Zinchenko, Xhaka, Martinelli and Jesus, everyone else could have done a lot better. And even they could have done a lot better. But you're the guys that if I'm doing analysis of the game, I can't ask anything more from you, lot, honestly. When I watch the game again and the euphoria dies down a bit, I might change up my mind. But yeah, man, I think there's a lot to improve on. We did what we could, man. We did what we needed to do. So yeah, 5 for Ramsdale, 6 for White, 7's for my centre halves in Saliba and Gabriel, 9 for Zinchenko, 10 for Xhaka, 6 for Partey, 5 for Odegaard and Saka, Jesus and Martinelli 10s. Let's make sure I ain't missing anyone out. Because there's subs. I don't think the subs like really and truly the subs went on long enough to really impact the game. We made the game much harder than it needed to be unnecessarily. People trying to make sure I ain't missed anyone out. I mean Tierney, Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu. None of them really on the field long enough, but they, 5s and 6s for what they gave to the table, really. Jesus with more open play goals in one game than Laka had all season. We were starving. We were starving, man. Man said Odegaard was anonymous. I mean, he was, by his own standards, he was anonymous. The passing and that was there. It was a calm performance from him. If I never actually said he was anonymous, did I? He was underwhelming. You're a 10. I expect you to be able to do that. Yeah, you were seeking passes together. Saka was involved in that. Granit Xhaka and Zinchenko did just as much as you in that regard. Just because my bias towards more technical footballers, Odegaard has a lot more in his locker and should do. And the game should have been ran by him. When I think of Odegaard, I said it at the start. I want to think it's the Odegaard show. I'm not going to praise a professional footballer, especially a number 10 who's been at Real Madrid for being able to pass the ball. We know you can do that. I know it sounded smarter in your head than it actually was, but come on now. What are we talking about? We're talking nonsense. Like, what are we talking about? Out of all them attacking players, Odegaard and Saka were anonymous. Even Zinchenko, one, I'd mark him down. You know what? I'll probably flip it back to an 8 because I think he could have done better for the goal. But I can't ask anything more in the grand scheme of things over the application of 90 minutes from, in particular, Jesus, Martinelli, Zinchenko, and Granit Xhaka. Everybody, ultimately, we won. And there's many ways to look beyond it, In many ways, you have to win when you're not playing well. And there was elements of playing well today and against Crystal Palace. But I wouldn't say either performance was the perfect performance. So there's something to build upon. And that's what we need to do. How good can you play when you're not playing well? I won't quite exaggerate and say we didn't play well today, but there were several aspects where it could have went against us, and we need to start understanding those them talking points. Same way again. One day it's not going to go against us. There could have been penalties in the Palace game. Could have been a penalty today, rightly or wrongly. Eze could have scored and probably should have scored. Again, on a different day, could have done whatever. But end of the day, Leicester have a poor away record against us. We didn't let them put that right. It's 2 L's. Well, it's a draw and an L for them from their 2 games. We've got 6 points on the board. We focus on who we got next. Bournemouth away. Another away test, another jubilant one. And they're going to want to react because they just, to my knowledge, I don't know the score, but they got smacked up, did they not, against City? They're going to want to put that right for their fans. So we focus on the positives. We build on the negatives. And we move forward. We enjoy what's left of Saturday, and it's a great day for it. Sunday, whatever. Sunday, Monday, whatever. We're back to work, innit? So it is what it is. Saka will get back, blood. End of the day, you can't be lit all the time. He will have times where he's the best player on the pitch. It is what it is, man. You was meaty today. It is what it is. So I would have just taken the 3 points. I don't care how we win, who scores, just that we score. But fundamentally, get the 3 points, and then we sit here and say, "Oh, you done well. You could have done better. This, that, and the other." It's only when we lose that man want to look at things. We could have done a lot better, but it is what it is. 9 times out of 10, Saka and Odegaard are 2 of the best players on the pitch for us. They weren't today. The next week they will be. It's a 38-game fixture calendar list, different, and we've got a young squad. I don't even like to say that, but they're volatile. I love to see the reaction from Saliba as well. Not that it was that deep. I love to hear the fans then making noise. It is what it is. For us, we need to improve defensively because you can get away with. There's been elements of we've been very good in our last 2 games, but there's been elements of we need to do a lot better. And to a degree, the things that we can improve, we've got away with it. You're not always going to get away with it. There's 36 more games. There's going to be many twists and turns, bumps and bruises. But for today, we did what we needed to do. Simple as that. And I'm a happy bunny. Simple as that. I mean, what the fuck is happening? I don't know why it just lagged me out there. I don't know what that was about, but yeah, man. Woke up at 2 a.m. in here in New Zealand. Shout to New Zealanders. What a match it was by Gabriel Jesus. Great game. Played the midfield. Love every minute of it. Odegaard needs to be more. I can't really see what you said there. Lack of communication in the back in this game. The partnership of Gabriel and Saliba is building. He lost the ball a few times. Everybody did, man. But from what I asked Xhaka did things, man. I can't. Xhaka, Zinchenko, Martinelli, Jesus can't really ask more from you, man. Barbados on shutdown. That's not nice. A lot of lapses, and that's happened against Crystal Palace. That's happened today. One day it's not. We're not gonna. You get it. We won today, but we've got to chase perfection. Perfection's an illusion. You can never be perfect. There's always something you could do better. But if you chase it, it is what it is. As I said, we're an improved defensive side. We're not a good defensive side with the amount of opportunities we give, with the amount of brain lapses. You know, it is what it is. But we're getting better. We need to just keep moving in that direction. And I'll bet you any money, once I hear Mikel Arteta's post-game comments, I bet he echoes a lot of what I said. I dare you lot to listen to this and go and listen to his comments. I bet you he echoes a lot of this. That was a wavy pass from Ramsdale for Jesus. And another chance, I actually forgot. Jesus could have had about 10, but it's cool, man. And this is what we talked about. We talked about last year. Oh, Smith Rowe and Saka, we're over-relying on them. They'll get back. Meaty today, they will get back. He's calm. Martinelli's the guy right now. Like you saw last season, there was times where Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Saka, even Lacazette last year, Eddie towards the end, where there was different protagonists and heroes. Everyone gets their time. The team comes first. We win. The collective matters. Then we microscope who could have done better, who did what, who did this, who did that. It is what it is, man. And this is why you need a squad. And it's nice to see we've got Tierney, Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu all off the bench today, fresh home. You know, you hope Fabio Vieira for Bournemouth and etc. can start getting in the mix. You know, spare a thought for Pepe. You can't buy any minutes. But yeah, man. Hate to be the guy, and I'm not being bad man, but the fact that Cedric's not involved in anything was encouraging today as well. But it is what it is, man. DG, you should be a gaffer. I want Arteta to be saying this to the boys. I hope so. The collective is all that matters, bro. So Rocco, nice. Do that up, man. How about Martinelli as the problem you point out about him before he's run the Martinelli was cold today, bro. Cold. Done his job. Cold today. What, you know, he's just unfortunate that Jesus can turn around and say, I got 2 goals, 2 assists, and Jesus was lit. That's the only thing you can really say. Really. Almost at 400 likes. Keep running that up, folks. Appreciative in advance of such, man. You know, we always talk about, we can't do it without Saka. So, yeah, we can only get better. We can get worse. It all depends, man. We need to just keep going, really. There's going to be twists and turns, bumps and bruises, games we shouldn't have won that we lost, games we shouldn't have won that we won, games that we shouldn't have lost but we lost. That's the beautiful thing about football. Sometimes we will play nowhere near that this season, nowhere near Leicester, whether you think we played amazing or not. Sometimes we'll play nowhere near that and somehow win. Sometimes we'll be bloody fantastic. Look how we was against City at home, bar the obvious. There's games we was nowhere near that and we won. This is the Premier League. How good can you be at your worst? I won't quite say we was at our worst, but there's many positives from Palace and today. And there's many things we could have done better. So we're chasing that perfect performance, really. We pat ourselves on the back, we work on what we need to work on, and we move. Simple as that. Right now, we won. Everyone can enjoy their evening. Big up everyone that's locked in. That's it, really.